Yes, hello. I am making this video to tell you about my experience with monkey butt. Now, let me see if I can get a better shot on the camera here. Yeah, that should be good. And before I really get going, I want to tell you, if you're easily offended, I will be using some foul language, not to excess, but I will be saying words such as ass and shit and fuck and maybe some other ones too. I don't play around much, but let me get to the point. This video is not about just a little bit of anal itching. This is when it turns into a burning sensation that you can no longer tolerate. When it's so bad that you have to go somewhere to, either it makes you want to scratch so bad you just about brings tears to your eyes. Let's just leave it at that. Now, I'm going to tell you that's what happens to me, and I have to do something about it on a daily basis. They say it comes from sitting down much, what have you, and some people want to talk about it. Maybe you're a lazy guy if you have that. That's not true. Maybe, but people who ride horses can get it. Truck drivers, people who ride motorcycle, you can get it just driving a regular car too. If you drive a lot, you can get it from riding lawnmower. Some of it has to do with sweating back there, and also hygiene. I'm sorry to say that. Now, some people say that, you might think you're cleaning back there. Maybe you are. I'm not getting into that. But that's part of it. So it takes very, very small amount of fecal matter mixed with sweat to start irritating. The skin is very sensitive back there. And you may have never had a problem for many years, and all of a sudden this stuff starts up. One possible cause as well could be hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids can actually cause itching, not in and of themselves. The hemorrhoids are actually a different feel, but what can happen is when you go to wipe in the bathroom after taking a dump, when you go to wipe, you can tear up some skin and a small cut happens, and that once you have a little feces back there or sweat, can turn into some pretty serious burning sensation as well. So that's that, So that basically covers some of the underlying possibilities. Again, it's usually sweat, a lack of cleanliness, and I don't mean that you're not clean, you're just not clean enough. Also, sometimes a small amount of seepage or leakage. In other words, a little bit of shit's coming out your ass. And it's not because you can't hold it, it's just sometimes somewhere, somehow back there, it's not closing quite right, and it's usually just a little bit of liquid, and it don't take much. Now, what I've had to do, obviously, you still have to wipe. It involves a little bit of a change of lifestyle. I'm going to be real upfront with you. You're going to have to do some things a little bit different, especially if it's bothering you really bad and on a daily basis and you just can't take it anymore, We do have to eliminate the possibility of if it is hemorrhoids. Because if it is, and a little bit of that anti-hemorrhoid cream isn't taking care of it, you may have to go see a doctor, okay? I don't want to scare you, but if it's hemorrhoids, if the cause is medical, and the oh gosh, let me go get the cream. I'll be right back. Okay, here's some anti-hemorrhoidal cream, and here's also some and this here's hydrocortisone. This here's an anti-itch ointment. I'm not real sure if you're supposed to put that back there. You might want to do some further research, but you can certainly purchase a little bit of hemorrhoid cream if you suspect that may be at the cause of the problem. Half the battle is finding out what it is that's causing the problem. That's half the battle, I kid you not. Because I've done things back there and felt absolutely no relief. Even after going to the doctor, they gave me suppositories and this and that. Man, long story. What I found in the end for myself is a number of things that can help. First, obviously, you gotta wipe, but you gotta be careful. If it starts to tear up skin because you're wiping too much, then that's not gonna work either. One thing that can help is if your bowel movements happen during the same time every day, I've gotten to where I take a shower right after. That can help solve the problem, okay? Another thing that can help solve the problem is after taking a shower, take a hair dryer on warm and kind of blow yourself dry back there. That can help. Sometimes in my case it's been a combination, okay? I take my shower nowadays when I take my shower, and but what I've done is I get some paper towels, okay, and I take one of these and tear it off and fold it into 4, and after I take a bowel movement, a shit that is, and I come out of the bathroom, there's a couple of solutions you can use. This here is hydrogen peroxide. I didn't see much writing on this, but it's better than just plain water. It is a mild disinfectant of sorts, you know. I would use this first to make sure, you know, that you know how it acts and reacts, because even this can cause a mild burning sensation back there. You want to kind of take some of this and just kind of dump it on here and get it kind of nice and moist, you know, wet. Not dripping, but about like that. And that's what you would use to wipe yourself with. Wipe yourself once and kind of look, you know, see if it's clean. I usually, and the thing about it is once it's moist, there's less chance of you tearing yourself up. Okay, you wipe real nice and careful. Usually what I do after, you know, the first one is I fold over and use the other side, because this stuff gets expensive, I'm going to tell you. And anyway, long story short, and then I take another paper towel that's dry after it's fairly clean, and I use this to dry myself off with. If that works out for you, and this is the wrong solution, but what I've used also is witch hazel. Whatever you do, do not use rubbing alcohol. It'll burn the effing S out of you, man. You will hate yourself for a long time. Witch hazel, but that can also cause some burning sensations, okay? Yes, it can. Now, again, after doing that, sometimes a little bit of a hair dryer. And what I have found, some people use baby powder, but I use this anti-monkey butt cream. Powder, excuse me. They do sell a cream form. I haven't tried it. You know, you got to get this thing open like this. Now, I'm going to tell you up front how I put it on. I'm not going to pull down my pants, but the way I get it on is I go like this. And basically, I just do that. Obviously, this has to be open, and your pants have to be down. You don't want to squeeze this, and it does take a little bit of practice until so that half the bottle don't come out. This stuff you can buy it. It's about $5-6 a bottle, so you know you don't want to waste it either. You know, put that on your butt. Afterwards, I usually get on top. There'll be a toilet here, and I kind of tap myself so that the excess falls into the toilet or wherever you want to do it. Because if you get quite a bit on your butt, it's going to come through your clothes. And it's a white pinkish powder, so it's not going to look really bad. But you know, last but not least, what I like to do is take, and whatever you do, make sure it's a sterile cotton ball. You can buy these at a pharmacy such as CVS or Walgreens, but if you have to use these daily, they can get kind of pricey. There are wholesale places that'll sell them a little cheaper. Make sure you get the sterile cotton balls, because they sell some that are not sterile a lot cheaper. And take one of these, especially if you're suffering from leakage, and just stick it right up against your sphincter or asshole. Okay, so I'll give you a quick rundown again. You know, make sure you wipe after you take a bowel movement. Diarrhea can cause it too, so you may have to review your diet, make sure that you're not eating anything that's causing you to have diarrhea. A lot of diarrhea can definitely cause problems back there. You want a soft but solid stool. Sometimes a little bit of fiber. For myself, that didn't work for me. I couldn't figure it out. I don't know. Maybe it works for you. Some people swear by Metamucil. It wasn't for me. You know, and just make sure you clean yourself off with a little bit of hydrogen peroxide. If you can stand it, witch hazel works really good. I'm going to see if I can find a bottle real quick. This is what it looks like, witch hazel. I buy this stuff at the Dollar General. It's a couple of bucks a bottle. It's not the greatest smell. I've gotten to like it over time, but it smells like funky tobacco to me, you know. But it's not going on your face, it's going on your behind. Again, if it causes a burning, and you'll want to be kind of careful. Now what you can do the first time you try witch hazel is have one towel ready with some hydrogen peroxide, and then go with one towel with the witch hazel, wipe yourself, and if the burning is to where you're not sure if you can be able to deal with it, you can quickly wipe yourself with the one that's got the hydrogen peroxide, and that should relieve your burning. Okay. Once you got the little cotton ball and you put yourself a little bit of this anti-monkey butt powder back there, you should be clean as a baby's butt, as they say. Shouldn't have any more problems. I can make it through a day nowadays, and I mean, it's not a joke, man. You know, if you're laughing, that's cool, man. I hope you never get this stuff, because I used to laugh at people who had problems with their butt before too, until I started having them, man. It is not a joking matter. It is not. You know, anti-monkey butt powder works really, really good. It's got this calamine in it or something. I mean, the instant I put this on my butt, I felt the relief. Okay. I used to think that was the funniest dang powder I ever heard of, but I tell you what, I'm not laughing anymore. That's why I buy this stuff by the 6-pack. And, you know, like I said, put a little cotton ball back there. And again, if the problem persists, or, you know, if you see blood back there or whatever, I'm not going to tell you not to go to the doctor, you know. But it got to the point too, they were able to treat me for hemorrhoids. They gave me some suppositories. I don't know if it really did anything. I do know if there was hemorrhoids was part of the cause, it got rid of that, because it could also be a combination. And so you have to address the root source of the problem in order to get rid of it. If it's sweat or lack of cleanliness or a little bit of leakage, what I just described will help you with that, you know. There are other videos on YouTube, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this one now. I think I've covered the bases here pretty good, and well, I hope you either never have this problem, or if you do, I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for watching.